Hey, this is Joe. Good evening. I hope you're well, and if this is the first time, welcome. If you're coming back for more, even better. I'm glad you're resonating with my messages. And like I said, these are messages that I speak for the process of awakening. I know if you're getting this message, I assume that you're already realizing that the reality is not of what you think it is. Well, you're realizing reality what isn't wasn't what you thought it was, and now you're seeing it for what it is. And this is part of the first part of the healing process, and that's what we call what I call the awakening process. And like I went through it over a year and a half, 2 years ago, even further than that. I would say when I went through it, started and went through it, and many of us that of the first group are here just to do this work, and to one when we went through it, to be able to give evidence and advice and tips and stuff to what to go through, because I didn't have that. But everybody does have a large um, spiritual team of your ancestors, past loved ones, universe, God itself, the divine, and your spirit, your ancestor. You guys said that your angels, archangels, and your spiritual guides. So everybody has that. Just like I'm being basically a physical image or a mirror to you. That you'll also find out that if you don't know right now, is that we're all one with the divine. So that's we're all fractals of it, and what I'm reflecting now back to you is what you're reflecting. You're basically a mirror. I'm a mirror image of you. So, and you're a mirror image of me. So I'm just giving you information for our own betterment, because as we go through this process, and the better and more individuals that are healing themselves, and more humans are healing themselves, it one elevates our frequency individually and as a collective humanity. And then not only does it help humanity, but also helps the earth, because the earth is now raising its frequency. That's why you're seeing a lot of natural disasters, and because it's basically removing toxins from the air, from the water, from the land, and everything else. So it's doing that with our help, and so that it can clear itself of all the toxins that we've done. We've didn't I've done to it over thousands of years, I guess. So we're in this all together, and as a soul, you chose to do this work for at this time for this purpose, so that one no other family members would have to deal with this. I mean, you're basically the blocker, the stopper of any further disease, addictions, traumas, family traumas, anything that's been, how you say it, it's been handed down to you. You're probably not even aware of it in your family. And you, by doing the healing work, and by meditating, by crying, by shaking, by jumping, by grounding with your feet, bare feet on the ground in safe areas, and just doing daily meditations and doing this work, you will one release a lot. Also journaling, writing all your emotions down like freehand, whatever comes out comes out. I mean, it's not. I would just keep a journal, that your own private journal, but at the same time, anything that comes out of you, just get it out. I myself use journaling, and also use speaking into the phone, like just recording my own self. And I did that and just listened myself as I was walking my dogs. So, and it helps with the healing process, because the more you can get it out of yourself, it's like anything you have. It's almost similar to like brainstorming. You can have a ton of ideas, but if they're only stuck up here, um, and you don't get them on paper, then it's kind of hard to. It's one of the things that they say is, if you don't say it or write it, then it's like, and a lot of my, you look at all these self help books and stuff, they're all saying that unless you write it down, it's not concrete, or not, um, it's not firm inside reality that you're gonna either do it. I mean, so it's kind of one of the things that solidifies whatever you're trying to do, whether it's self improvement, healing. It's just getting it out of yourself, and it does help. I mean, I would say writing things down myself or dictating them, because when you're in your head and trying to figure things out, and it's just it. I mean, it becomes a like a traffic jam up there trying to figure what to do, when, and how to do it. And if you just write things down, whether you have a solution or not, it's it it helps to see it on paper, and maybe, like I've seen it, I can come up with better solutions, and maybe not at the moment, but at least if I see it and I come back to it later, then something will come up, and those are kind of tactics that I use, and like then for all of us going on this healing journey, um, we all are. I mean, and like I said, I'm just a few years into this, and I don't think we ever get out of it until we leave our bodies. So it's not like you really graduate. You do. What do you call it? As you're doing the ascension, the process. Excuse me, the awakening process. You're ascending, and your body's becoming more crystalline and less dense. So that is one thing you'll find is 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 something you'll see. I've said in other videos too that your taste buds will change, your foods will change, and what you want to eat, and when you want to eat, and how much you want to eat. And then on top of that, what changes too is the your environment, because as you heal yourself, because you are your family and everybody around you are reflections of you. So as you heal yourself and release traumas, release frustrations, release all this junk inside you, then your relationships themselves improve. And I mean, not everybody, but I mean, if you do have toxic relationships with people, then they will go, I would say, and go away, leave over time, just because, I mean, the divine itself and your spiritual team are not going to want you to ascend at the same time and heal with somebody that's toxic. So there's some people that will be leaving your life, and it's all for you. You don't understand. You might not understand at the moment, and it is hard. For and you might have a long-term relationship with somebody, and then all of a sudden it just starts, and they leave just because, one, you're changing, and two, they're not, your divine team will not allow somebody that's toxic to stay in your life, to prevent you from doing your work. So, or hindering your work, I guess, at the same. So that is one topic I wanted to bring up, and two, the faith or fear kind of subject is a lot of what I've been going through lately is just what do you call it, some financial issues, and the fact that trying to pay for a bunch of things, and obviously kids being in college and all that stuff is always challenging financially. So the I would say the faith over fear, and is one of the biggest things, is that you try to. I have a lot of faith, and I keep that my faith, and at the same time, fear always tries to, what do you call it? Just because obviously I have a ton of pressure on me for paying for college and paying for this and that, and when you have that stress, then it basically brings you. I mean, because brings you fear, because you're like, oh well, what if something that doesn't come along, and the divine doesn't come with a miracle in time, or whether things are going to align to get for me to get paid, and so that I can pay others, and it's one of those things that it's extremely stressful, and you're supposed to be at peace, because well, and because we are not supposed to, we are supposed to confide and rely on on our divine to support us and to which is and said in the Bible in different, I'm probably a bit in a much better way, but that is and the truth, and it's the hardest part about that is just being, um, to be honest, and yes, I have faith, and I'm trying to hold like trying to hold the ship afloat until until whenever that day comes that the ship sails in. I mean, where we can land, excuse me, where we land, but it is difficult to try to get other family members and people to understand that as well, because I mean, some of these plans that I've already started, it didn't work out, and at the same time, it's difficult to explain to them that there's things that are happening in motion that I'm not aware about that the divine is orchestrating yet. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, and that's the hardest thing to do is continue to have faith in which I do, and have and explain that to others that things are happening that are not visible but are in place for us to be successful and to financially as well as what do you call it financial as well as um, be be supported from the divine itself, because God loves us and doesn't want us we didn't come here to the earth to just be struggling, and we came here to heal, yes, and a lot of that healing is struggle, because we had, depending on our individual life experiences and family experiences, we have all different experiences, and that's why the Bible says don't compare ourselves to each other, because I mean maybe your neighbor's doing fine and traveling all over the world, and yet you're here, or I'm here, and struggling to just to get by and pay for college or whatever. But everybody's on their own journey, and that's where you don't compare, and yet you have faith in the divine, so that whatever it brings forth will obviously will most and my past experiences with it and this type of journey, I mean, of having faith and not knowing what was gonna the outcome was gonna be, and every time the divine universe um, has supported me and brought in just in time whatever I needed, and that's how we say it. And that's really the point of this whole process is doing our inner healing, but and at the same time we have to trust the divine. That they are putting the right people, and he's putting the right people in your place, and that's another thing too is your discernment will increase too. So that if you don't resonate with me, then that's fine. Just go past and just skip on by. But if you do, then I mean that's awesome too, because then you know that you have a place where you can listen to things that are happening, listens to my experiences, see if they resonate with yours experience. Maybe they do, and maybe they don't. But I know a lot of people are struggling, one with healing process and awakening process and financial issues, especially in this time of day. So it does create a double burden on you, but at the same time, it is, and they're both linked, because they all when you heal, you have to have faith that one, you're getting healed, and all this that you're going through is, you have to have faith that that it's all for you, not against you. And at the end of the day, a lot of is being grateful for everything you have, and then everything that's happened during the day. A lot of times, I mean, I would say a lot of times when I had bad days, it's extremely hard to be grateful for it, because you're like, I'm it's just a number of things happen, and they're not good. And so at the end of the day, you're like, why, how in the heck can I be grateful for all this that happened, and whether the car doesn't start or the dog pees on the rug or or whatever. I mean, and then it's just one thing after another. And I mean, some days are like that, and some days obviously it's a roller coaster ride, this ride we're on here. But it is an awesome, it is of great how you say, it is of great honor to be serving you guys, and as well as you serving yourself, because by doing this work for yourselves, it's a huge help for humanity, for the earth, and for your families, so that they being your kids and your grandkids and everybody else do not have to do this work, because you are the stopper, and basically, and you may, like I mean, you may be like the black sheep in the family or whatever. I mean, you might have had just a traumatic youth, and that doesn't matter, because at the end, we're all unique, and these healing processes are and the same processes for everybody. So whatever you went through is whatever you chose in the journey, and this process will help you as well. And the universe will send people like me to you, and or books or frequency healers, being that sound bowls are good things. And there's also people that also do healing through meditation, through using source and channeling source and doing meditations to that. That's also good. So don't reject. I would say, if it feels good to you, then don't. And you don't. I would suggest not to reject it. Just feel in your heart whether that person is intent his intent is to help, and and most of this stuff is free too, so you don't have to pay for it. A lot of the people like me are out just trying to just spread the word and get, what do you call it, get places of what do you call it, channels of how can I say, channels where people can be, to listen, to subscribe, to comment on whatever questions you have. So, and I guess until that, until, what do you call it, until we get enough of a base that we can actually get people, have people support our channels and stuff in a financial way. But this is right now the best, and the best what I can do at this time to get everybody and to get the message out and to help you guys in your journey. So, and that's the most important thing is for you guys to have the opportunity to be able to share your concerns, your questions, and on a daily basis, and provide any comments to whatever, what do you call it, whatever you're interested in as well. And I should be able to recommend something or somebody that I know, and if and either answer questions as well. So I hope this resonated. If it did, subscribe, like, to get more of these messages, and I hope you have an awesome day. Again, if it hasn't been so awesome, be also grateful for whatever is happening for you, because it is happening for you, and you'll feel better. And as the days and weeks go by, you'll feel better and better, and your body feels better. You'll feel less aches and pains. You feel, if whatever ailments you've had in the past that you just couldn't get resolved with through the normal, I'd say, medical treatment. I'm not a doctor, but a lot of these things that I would say, I had backaches and a few other things that resolved over time when you release all this energy that's trapped inside you. So hope this helps. Have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.